Hello. Hello, 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 hello. If you are watching this on YouTube, hello and welcome. This is the second part of today's stream, but if you are here for what it says on the tin, the pages in the title, you are in the right place. If you would like to see the very beginning of things, the link for that will be in the description of the video. Alright. Welcome back. We've had a nice little 5-minute break, and now, it's time to do the April updates, the April news, and the April... Hello, Dirk. So I can see he is coming up in this update. So, before jumping to Dirk, though, let's see. April 1st. The 1st of April. April Fool's Day. Hi, James here. You might be wondering, hee-hee-hoo, I wonder what trickery and mischief the HSBC team will have cooked up for me on this most devilish of days. Fortunately for everyone, I have no elaborate April Fool's Day joke for you. It is my most sacred belief that you can be a fool any day of the year if you have a prankster's heart. We got a pretty important date to celebrate coming up this month. That's right, my birthday is this week. Oh, and I guess the 15th anniversary of Homestuck. Happy birthday, James. Belatedly, very belatedly. It's May 13th today. It's actually been exactly 1 month since 4/13. On 4/13, the team and I will be doing a little community stream. The plan is to draw together on a shared canvas, answer some questions, and maybe play a game or two while just casually chatting with you guys. I know a handful of other people have 4/13 streams planned, so we're keeping it pretty casual. Hope to see you there. We'll post more details soon. Fuck, I missed it. By an entire month. In Homestuck Beyond Canon news, we had a long meeting yesterday finalizing some big in-comic events so we can get the ball rolling on production. Some of it is testing the waters on what we're able to do as a team, and I think you'll really like it. Aw, you fucking bet I will. If you're subbed to the Patreon, we did a poll over there a while back, and it looked like people were overwhelmingly in favor of spreading out the bonus content over the span of the month. So if you don't see your usual tier reward just yet, don't worry. We're thinking we'll try out a weekly drop. If that doesn't work, we'll just go back to doing it all at once on the 1st. As always, thanks for reading. I'll see you a bit later this month. Okay. Updating my document with links. Okay. Alright, it's time for this fucker. Dirk, say hello. Oh, man. There he fucking is. This guy. And all of his stuff. This is really good panel, though. This is real good shit. Yeah, we've got a few different monitors. One of them is a globe. One of them is watching the ship, the approaching ship. We've got orange Fanta, orange Gatorade, desktop computer unit that looks like my family computer circa like 2004. Oh, and the headphones are plugged into that. Yeah. Some throwback pixelated robot bits on the floor, and a lot of books. Oh yes, and an updated pair of poofy pants. And I forget what these sandals are called. Peak performance, you may not like it, but this is what it looks like. Aldrich's unironically top 5 villains in any comic. Nice. Yeah. I'm intrigued by him. Well, well, well. Look who's come crawling back. Have you had your fill of splashing around in the narrative kiddie pool? Sick of its sterile, chlorinated, artificial reek, its mind-numbing placidity punctuated by the occasional thrashing tantrums of whiny fucking crybabies and the shrill rebuke of the lifeguard? Ready to take the floaties off and dive back into the depths of the churning primal ocean from which everything that matters in this story evolved, and to which it must inevitably return? Of course you are. Come join me. The water's fine. Damn, that was a lot. Oh. We have tunnel. Ideal Dirk. Okay, game point. Yeah, so he's got like a whole server farm set up in here, looks like. As you've hopefully gathered by now, things are happening again. They've been happening again for a while now, since a certain handsome somebody decided to get off his toned, muscular ass and ascend to godhood for the sake of getting the narrative and all his friends' lives back on track. You're welcome, by the way. But they're especially happening again here and now. When you last left us, our contest had just begun. Rose and I were beginning the lengthy and convoluted process of engineering our own races to populate Deltratus, meticulously tweaking their genetic profiles and respective collective unconsciouses in an effort to create a species fit to conquer the next session of the game. Well, I was. Rose dipped pretty early on in that visual montage to spend some quality time trading barbs and bumping uglies with the supposedly impartial proctor of said contest, next to the vacant meat sack that once housed her consciousness. Irresponsible, sure, but to give credit where due, it was irresponsible in a poignant and symbolically weighty sort of way. Classic Rose shit. Rest assured, however, that since then she spent at least as much time throwing herself into the work as she has cruising for the occasional coligonous bruising. Right, that was a good chapter. Dirk's, his anime collection, his crypto mine, yeah. Hi, Mixolitty, welcome. He's, yeah. We get it, James, yeah. Dirk is very funny. Drowning in boondollars. Yeah, he's getting those fucking crypto stonks. You gotta get the Nakadiles in here. Squared was ahead of his time. Forgotten? Oh, about that little juicy tidbit about Rose and Terezi? Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, for how much Ultimate Dirk not only convinced he was the single most important character in the narrative, yeah. The entire first few sentences is literally just about James. Yeah, that could be twisted that way as well, which I do love. He was using everything in his power to make it so. Indeed. Yeah, because he's hashing it out right here, but yeah, it has been a real fucking long time since we checked in with things on Deltratus. It's been a pretty good time, to be honest. Every now and then I can feel her interest waning, but she's done an incredible job cooking up a witty retort of a race to keep the... What? A race to the deepest rhetorical question. Okay. It's been a pretty good time, to be honest. Even every now and then I can feel her interest waning, but she's done an incredible job cooking up a witty retort of a race to the deep rhetorical questions posed by my equally, if not even more bombastically inspired offspring. She's proven herself a worthy rival, and a worthier collaborator. Her patience for this particular stage of our grand designs is starting to fray, but it's just as well. Both of us have essentially done all we feel we can do to lay down solid biophysio-psychosociological foundations for our chosen peoples. Rose's growing discomfort with and desire to move on from this process helps to curb an urge of mine that she's correctly identified as a deep-seated need to micromanage things I care about. A few days back, we both agreed that it's high time we get this fucking show on the road, so we've put the finishing touches on our scions and are just about ready to drop them kicking and screaming into the wilds of this beautiful, doomed planet. Ooh. Ooh. Even hijack otherwise unrelated friends of games. Yes, that's right, he did indeed invade Pastor Quest. He sucks so much, he's awesome. Yeah. Thieving all this light. Yeah, Dirk. Yeah. They did like a real good turnaround on Villain Dirk. It's sure is something. Are we gonna maybe get to see some bona fide fucked up little creatures? I would love to see some bona fide fucked up little creatures from their ecto lab. Actually, give me a moment. I need to fix something that's been bugging me. Dirk, render yourself in a more age-appropriate manner this instant. Oh. I hate that so much. Right, when does this one... Okay, so that's where the next break... Just making sure I'm going to the right pages. I'll have his face, hair, and glasses. Oh my god, yeah, fucked up little creature, Dirk. I think around these past few updates is when the new Homestuck Beyond Canon directions started to win you over. Yeah, I mean, like, it takes a lot of time to get that set up right. I mean, like... I think I was kind of always on board, but the one that we read at the end of the last stream was definitely a cincher for me. Like, the turnaround on the Yiffy situation and the conversation between Rose and Kanaya and Jade there. They are cooking. They are cooking. Some real good shit. Every day in Homestuck Land is Watch Fucked Up Little Creatures Day. Better not have made puppet people. Oh, God. Never noticed that is... Oh, yeah. That's like... Dirk's had that tattoo since Homestuck proper. His before his character introduction, even as long as we have known this man. It's a slow simmer, but they're immediately on board from chapter 1. Oh yeah, for sure. I was also, I mean, y'all were here, right? Pumped as fuck, but you know. Certain things like we're just like, ooh, now that's real good. New Homestuck stuff that wasn't a cafe tie-in. Yes. Yeah. Although the cafe thing was really cool to actually have like an in-person Homestuck event. But not that I could fucking go to it. Fucking California. Anyway, I hate this. And we're moving on. There we go. We're adults for fuck's sake. Oh, hello, Terzi. Yeah, when I said I hate this, I just mean I hate it because it looks like bro. Because of the resemblance to bro. Just like, ugh. In like this, right? But, you know, it's good art. All pointy, yes. Very pointy Terzi. God, it feels so fucking weird to see. I think out of all of the, like, adultified illustrations, Terzi's is the one that's, like, wigging me out the most. Ugly as fucker. Make me say something. Bro made himself look like bro. Yes, he did. Put your fucking facial features back on, bro. Is that a reference? Is there a cadence to that I'm missing out on? Yeah, tall Heresy is wigging me out. Like, it's good art. It's just the concept. Now all that remains is to Dirk. All that remains is to Dirk. Sign. What? You are doing the thing again. And what's worse is that instead of at least having the decency to spout off about something new or interesting, you have instead chosen to waterboard the raw neural tissue of my think pan with an acrid and superfluously overcarbonated narrative recap dump. Bro visited his friend Riff. Bro doesn't know the reference. Yeah, I love Heresy. Well, it's a recap for you, but for those who haven't checked in on us in a while, it's more of a stage setting thing. It's basically a recap for them too, idiot. Your inability to shut up, even as you actively champion the need to get things moving, would be almost awe-inspiring if it wasn't so astoundingly obnoxious. You narrate at me, young man. Yeah. Heresy, as you can tell, is still decidedly less enthusiastic about this whole shindig. Maybe she's feeling a bit unheard and insignificant, confronted with the reality-shaking splendor of two gods deep in their Genesis bags, and with little time to entertain her trivial mortal misgivings. Maybe the magnificent gravity of this is lost on her entirely, as she seems to spend all her effort these days avoidantly trudging through a mire of self-pity and principles deadlock, instead of getting into the fucking spirit of the moment a little bit and appreciating not only the opening lines of a stupendously important chapter in the history of fucking everything, but her privileged role in it. Maybe she'd prefer we just in media res this shit and skipped right to the... Yes, you petty vindictive jerk, I would vastly prefer that, especially given that it is something you explicitly promised me that we would be able to do. Dirk's sentences in the narrative text are so fucking long. Like, I'm trying to, like, where am I supposed to breathe in these? All of these sentences are just so fucking long. And we will. After Rose and I release our progeny into the Deltratus wilds, the three of us are going to time skip forward 10,000 years or so we don't have to sit around twiddling our thumbs like assholes and waiting for our respective species to become sufficiently advanced. Even I'm not so much of a micromanager that I'd be able to keep myself entertained for millennia with only Deltratus to play with. Nobody has the patience for that. Besides, we have other important shit to get to. Also, you'd probably die of old age. I'm about to die of boredom right now. So if you're finished monologuing and lecturing and generally being a self-satisfied paprika prick, it'd be grand of you to drop your kids off at the dawn of their civilization, fire up your bullshit machine, and launch us to the beginning of the new session lickety-spit. It's lickety-split. Yuck. Anyway, I'm pretty much done monologuing, but I've got a bit more lecturing and self-satisfied my god. But I've got a bit more lecturing and self-satisfied paprika prickery in me, so you're gonna have to sit tight for a bit longer. Bleh. Don't you bleh me. You think you can just roll up to my grand commencement speech and interrupt my triumphant expository flex sesh without taking some of the heat? Lest you forget, you've actually got a pretty important role to play in all this. Taking up the helm at the command terminal, guiding the Taking up the helm at the command terminal, guiding the Deltratin civilization slowly but surely towards the game. a role Rose tell me that you've chosen to automate. Yep. What? Graded impressions. Yeah. So, So they've delegated, what's it called? They've delegated patron troll status to Terezi for the entire fucking planet. Or I guess, like, that's kind of first guardian status, really. To guide the Deltarton civilization slowly but surely towards the game. That big of a scale, that's first guardian stuff. Or first guardian level stuff. Like, maybe say like detritus? Is it? I think that's how I've been pronouncing it, at least in the way that I would pronounce that word. Oh, I like this panel. This is a good panel. I like it. It's just a little disappointing is all. Rose and I put so much work into whipping up some zany, adorable, kind of fucked up little dudes. God, I want to see these zany, adorable, kind of fucked up little dudes so bad. No? Detritus? Deltritus? There's an L in there. I'm... Right? Right? I'm not... I haven't been misreading that for years, I think. Always hoping to be very wrong. But... Oh. Detritus. I see your phonetic pronunciation now. Yeah. Delta and detritus. Okay, so you would have been pronouncing it as like a hard I, where I've been doing a soft I. Earth-Dean trash. Yeah. Yeah, I pronounce the word detritus that way without the hard I, but because it means trash. Yes, I do know what the word means. I guess I just say words funny or something sometimes. Anyway, oh yeah, fuck zany, adorable, kind of fucked up little dudes. The least you could do is attempt to give a shit about how they turn out. Or was all that hand-wringing about how worried you were that Rose and I were becoming big, bad cosmic tyrants with no regard for the poor little mortals buffeted to and fro by the vicious momentum of our designs just virtue signaling? Or worse, foreplay. Wow. Pretty low, Terezi. I expected a lot better of you. That jokey but not really familial guilt trip moo shit maneuver might work on Rose. It doesn't. But it doesn't mean shit to me. It does. Not that I needed to bust it out for you. I know you wouldn't just abandon the Deltartons to the cruel march of time and whatever scant preparation you imagined we gave them. You don't trust Rose or I to give enough of a fuck about them, and despite your occasional protestations, you are, for the most part, too good a person to just turn your back on them and let whatever happens happen. Let whatever happens? That should be singular. Maybe I should report the typo. Because they have that now. Prospition. People pronounce it pish. Intriguing. I trust that the automated suggestions you put in place and the conditional map that prompts them were thought through with an honestly touching amount of care, considering your misgivings. There's no doubt in my mind that even if Rose and I hadn't already basically knocked this creationism shit out of the park, the sons and or daughters of Deltritus would make it to the game just fine with even the barest phantom of your counsel. That's why I'm allowing you to do this at all. Sons and or daughters. Not just using a gender-neutral term. Like Martian, yeah. I don't need your permission. Wrong. Oh, fuck you. And for the record, you're also wrong in your assertion that we don't care about them. We do. I do, at any rate. There's a moment. God. Yeah, your paternal generosity knows no bounds. Anyone would be grateful to have a benevolent creator like you, one that'll ultimately ensure their entire planet is orbitally bombarded and their species all but driven extinct, save for a few lucky juveniles. That's just how this shit goes down for species lucky enough to fucking matter, Terzi. Circle of life. Hakuna Matata. Que sera sera. And you know it. I don't know shit. Plato. Nice. All this hate on philosophizing, yet here you are busting out the certified classics to counter my rhetoric. Ugh. I don't know who Plato is, but if I don't know shit is the best he had to offer, he couldn't have been that worth studying. Plato was actually pretty badass, but we're straying from the point. Originally, the plan was to pop in every couple hundred years to check on the Deltrian race's progress and to give you a bit of time to guide them manually, which I maintain would have been pretty fun and would encourage you, probably fruitlessly, to consider giving a go. But hey, you say you aren't feeling it? Fine. I can make concessions. I've got other agents in play, and as I've said, I know you aren't going to risk fucking your end of the work up. How can you be sure? Maybe extended proximity to the Strylon delusions of grandeur have driven me to the breaking point. Maybe I'm just laying low, earning your trust so I can completely ruin your plans for another session, doing all I can to turn Skya's attention elsewhere and disqualify this planet as a candidate. Not only to protect the untold millions of future Deltritans you plan to pulverize, but also for the satisfaction of shattering that stoic deadpan of yours. If just for one delicious moment. Must feel pretty good to imagine, huh? I don't like the way he's towering over her in this symbolic silhouetted panel. I need water. This is a lot of reading words. I did have water during the break as well, but water. Okay. 100% think Terzi has something in her back pocket to outplay Dirk. That would be hot shit. I would love that. That would be an amazing move. This is the woman who planned out the retcon. That is a good point. Funny choice of words. Yeah, you know, I said that and then I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever. But, yeah, that would be pretty fucking sick. Must feel pretty good to imagine, huh? But you won't. I'm sure, Terzi, because if you did, I'd just have to take you out of the picture and start again. Not that you value your own life that much right now, though you really should, but you and I both know you aren't here because I need you. You're here because you need me. You need this session to happen. You need a chance to fix the mistake you've got in that wallet, burning a hole through your pocket. You've made a lot of those, Terzi, but you know that besides being important, what we're doing here is a chance to rectify one of them. And you aren't going to let that chance slip. I know what it's like to make hard choices for the people you care about, to run your brain raw thinking about how to make things right. I've been doing it my whole damn life. The choice you're presented with here is pretty fucking easy, and you're a very smart person, so I trust you to make the right decision. That's all. I don't really feel like pontificating at you anymore. Great. We're getting ready to kick this thing off, so all I have left to ask you is, do you think you've done everything you need to do to prepare the terminal? We're counting on you. He's counting on you. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. Terzi wants to use this next session to try and bring our boy John back, who is dead in her wallet, and John's sprite? I suppose that would be the way? That would be one way. Must include space, yeah, because it's John. But yeah. So she's on her way to do that. Speaking of John, I hope that we get more things contributing to the Junening with Candy John, with the alive one. Yeah, this one's pretty dead. How many times have you killed him now? I lost track. That's true. Terzi's got like a whole body count on this one person. Yeah. Everything is set up. I don't feel like being pontificated at anymore either, so I'm leaving. Once you and Rose get done philosophizing each other, let me know so we can get this bullshit time skip over and done with. I'll be in my fucking chambers. These are shared chambers, but whatever. The bump. Strylons. Banter. Oh boy, it's that. Ooh, that's a good Rose thought. Looks like you're getting pretty good at motivational speaking. Well, someone needs to shake the rust off her. She's getting nerves. Right before the big game. We're never gonna make it to nationals at this rate. Ah, fuck. The sports. How quickly I forget them. There's gotta be some kind of sports penalty for forgetting about sports. Oh, definitely. I've been very bad and I need to be punished to preserve the integrity of the sports. Let me just slip into my jackass sports judge mime outfit and get to laying down the fucking sports law. Rosebot and Dirk, let's stop saying sports. Dirk and Rosebot, agreed. Kind of hard to voice two people at the exact same time when you're, in fact, one person. Throwing some more chairs. Speaking of outfits, though, look at you. You like it? It's chic. I dig the return of the hood. You could deliver You could deliver as a whole hell of a lot of cryptic... You could deliver as a whole hell of a lot of cryptic prophecies. You could... Fuck. Words. The evening is getting on. Okay. You could deliver a whole hell of a lot of cryptic prophecies out from under that sucker. Yes, well, I figured that if I'm to appear before our chosen peoples as a harbinger of their simultaneous doom and salvation, I may as well look the part. That's a creature with 2 arms and 2 legs. The framing of Rose being inside of, almost looking like she's inside of the tube, makes me think that perhaps this is her creature. Do you feel the part? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what I feel. We have a job to do, and I'm trying to enjoy myself to the best of my ability while we do it. Trying, huh? Speaking frankly, I've grown tired of... Rose gestures about the lab, the vats of our ectobiological triumphs and failures, blasé and almost weary in a way I haven't seen from her in a while. It calls to mind the exhaustion she felt before ascending, what must feel like a lifetime ago for her, and rings faintly of mortality in a way that concerns me. Doing the hussy character pose? I think it's just a familiar silhouette. I don't think it's related specifically to hussy. Tired of this. Fussing over all the tedious minutiae of getting baby's room ready. The prospect of this contest was entertaining to me for a time, but the longer it drags on, the closer we draw to the due date, the more it repulses me. I'm glad you've agreed that we're basically done tinkering here. I don't think I have much more patience for it. I can tell. I'm also glad you've elected to hear Terzi out vis-a-vis the time skip and save us the hassle of guiding the Deltritons manually. I know it must be hard for you. Like a hussy drawn character. Oh, I see. It'll actually be incredibly easy for me. Just time traveling forward is a no-go. At the frantic rate our pursuers are hurtling towards us, they'll catch up to Deltritus far before it had a chance to birth any sort of civilization at all, and that'd be a mess, especially with us only due to pop in millennia after the fact. We'd probably return to a planet unfit for game candidacy. Localized time travel, while technically possible, tends to get pretty fucked even in the most ideal circumstances, to say nothing of the fact that it's way outside my wheelhouse as a heart player. The concept works pretty well for my purposes, though. As a burgeoning, omnipotent narrative god, I can mimic it in a way that's functionally identical. The move here is that I'm going to envelop the local galaxy group in a pocket of my influence and narratively accelerate it via bullshit so that whatever's going on in here goes on faster, so that we can get to the good shit faster, so that we can get on with our jobs, and so you gawking voyeurs have more of our lives to guzzle greedily down. Why the galaxy group? Why not just the solar system or even just the planet? My answer to that question is twofold. Firstly, I want the Deltritan societies to have a convincing view of their place in the cosmos, at least locally. What kind of civilization worth its soul-searching salt doesn't look at the night sky with wonder and curiosity in their hearts? It wouldn't do for them to exist in a world where the sun never sank below the horizon, or where the stars didn't dance tellingly across the sky, revealing the kind of hard-hitting secrets only astronomy can. Secondly, I'm showing off. I've been really coming into my own powers-wise, and it's not just my heart abilities that have shot up a few exponentially longer echeladders. So, 2 methods of not time travel. Yeah. So, let me skim those again for processing's sake. Right. So they're not doing what they're calling normal time travel just because, yeah, then the other group would land on Deltratus. And they wouldn't be there. Localized tends to get pretty fucked. Burgeoning God, mimic it in a way that's functionally identical. Envelop the local galaxy group in a pocket of influence and narratively accelerate it via bullshit so that whatever's going on here goes on faster. Okay. The galaxy group? Why not just the solar system or even just the planet? Okay. So, narrating 5,000 years later, but he's able to only apply it locally because he's authoring. Yes. I think it's the part where he says enveloping the local galaxy group. So I'm like, does the local galaxy group include either or both versions of Earthsea? Like, I'm trying to picture that and work it out. But I guess that wouldn't really make sense, would it? I mean, they traveled pretty far to get there. No. Yeah, no. It would render it useless. Exactly. That's why I was confused about. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes, they're pursuers who they're trying to encounter because they want to. Yeah. Okay. See, I was talking a little bit at the very beginning of the stream. If you're on YouTube, this bit was in the previous video. About how one of the reasons that I like to have read the chapter before streaming it is to process it and make sense of it myself before presenting it to other people. So that I can have a knowledge base enough to explain this kind of bullshit to the audience as I go, instead of being like, what the fuck, hold on. Right, and all this time Dirk is just like fully in his head and Rosebud is standing there like, hello? Dirk? Of course, Rose isn't talking about the mechanics of the time skip. She's talking about the reasoning behind it and the lack of precise control over Deltratus' development that will result as a consequence of it. I just figured I'd take the time to address the how factor for you all before the fucking pedants among you start making a fuss, acting like I haven't thought all this shit out. Yeah, you know who you are. Also, I'm stalling. Uncharacteristic of me, I know. We can be the collective brain cells. Much appreciated. Dirk. Sorry, got caught up with something. Far be it from me to stand between you and your enigmatic somethings. You're welcome to stand wherever you like. Anyway, no, it isn't that hard for me. It'd be fun, but as I keep having to explain to people, I'm willing to compromise on certain points. Though I will say it's unfortunate to hear you making them instead of our complainer on retainer. What can I say? I don't feel particularly inclined to play house right now. Or what can I say? I don't feel particularly inclined to play house right now. Not even with me, huh? Not even with you. Good panel. Good art. There's so much... They put so much good art into this baby. Yeah, so they're taking long, winding way out of all of their network of tunnels and caves and shit to the surface. To a sunset. Oh man, that's good art. Ugh. Fuck yeah. God. That's, yeah. Good shit. Oh boy, I was looking at things at the bottom and I shouldn't be. I should be reading the rest of it first. For a while, neither of us says anything at all. Then, still silent, Rose turns and leaves the lab, a billowing stream of orange. I follow after her at a respectable distance, and together we leave the mouth of the cave, making our way up the steps carved into the cliffside it now burrows into, until finally cresting the plateau, and wordlessly taking a seat together at the edge of the cliff to look out over one of Deltrish's vast and alien oceans. Wait, what's with the ocean, you might ask? A while back, it became apparent that while my Deltritan offspring were to be terrestrial, Rose's were going to be aquatic. Okay. Back when I figured we'd have a more active role in their development, it felt appropriate to me that our base of operations should straddle land and sea, existing impartially at the precipice between the two competing worlds. I elected to transport, via bullshit of course, our humble grotto and the wreck of the Theseus to these cliffs overlooking the sea, that we might watch over our children from a locale more suitably dramatic and liminal than some fucking plane in the middle of nowhere. Now, however, the effort, insofar as it was one, which it wasn't, seems to have been mostly in vain. No seagulls cry here, anyway. Rose and I made a lot of other filler fauna to help our species integrate into the local biosphere while working through our respective game plans, but I never got around to replicating or approximating seagulls. I guess I'm not going to bother. It doesn't particularly feel like much of a home anymore. Oof. Like, I know he's supposed to be, the villain or whatever, but oof. As we sit side by side, watching the horizon, Rose is even harder to read than usual. I begin to feel a twinge of vexation that I've been all too aware of over untold trillions of iterations of myself, a dread that's reared its head again recently. The fear that my plan isn't understood, my efforts aren't appreciated, that I'm alone, again. I worry that she's slipping away, growing disinterested in our time together. And I'm not willing to lose her, so much as it feels like admitting a kind of defeat. I prepare to make her, "Thank you for taking me with you, Dirk." Yeah? Where was that going? Prepared to make her what? Prepared to use your brain bullshit that you used to get her here in the first place? To make her Old Jailbreak should text at the bottom being way behind the art. And what is exactly the narrative significance of the switch between the black and the orange text? I mean, I noticed that, the orange seems to be much more like Dirk's self-interested, fourth wall breaking type shit, whereas the black is written in a more, I don't know, traditional novel narrative style, as opposed to more obnoxiously Dirky. Even though there's still some obnoxiously Dirky things in it. I think it's just for stylistic emphasis. I don't think it is because of this. So the two epilepsies here, when he starts talking about, much as it feels like admitting a defeat, I prepare to make her, that's when it switches to orange. It's right at the end of this paragraph. And when she makes this comment that kind of stops him in his tracks, stops him from feeling like he needs to do whatever he's thinking about doing, the narrative text, the epilepsies fade from orange back to black. Visually representing him taking more control here, but not always. Yeah. Touching the back of his hand. It may be less than an I know how to read. I may be less than enchanted with this stage of the work, but I know it's important. It's just straying dangerously close to a lot of things I'm trying not to fixate on right now. Wounds that are still fresh, for me as a sum, and for the myriad legions of my parts. Home, family, petty little things, personal things. Those are important too. Not as important as this. Not as important as this is. For all my temporary discomfort with the prospect of settling down on Deltritus and starting what could very loosely be considered a family with you, I want to know that my heart is in what we're working towards. Technically, you don't have a heart. Shut up. And that I'm happy to be here with you. Not drifting around in a constrictive small pond, getting caught up in trivialities like politics and celebrity and romance, but saving the fucking universe. Just gonna have water. Relief pulses through me in an immense wave. Relief and unfathomable, indescribable pride. It's almost paralyzing. I just sit here for a while, grateful for my shades and their ability to protect me from making eye contact with my daughter, who is in this moment as brilliant as the aspect that adorns her hood. I should tell her. Well, you're welcome. She scoffs at my bare-bones response, and I'm forced to marvel at her ability to communicate so weightily, conveying such a minutely specific blend of emotion as understanding, affection, acknowledgement, encouragement, admonishment, and so many more, all with the hardware of a literal machine. She's an incredible person. To my credit, I am also an incredible engineer. At any rate, Rose might be beating my ass on the emotive front, but I'm still capable of articulating myself well enough, and I'd better start soon, or I'm gonna begin looking like a real fucking dork. I don't think there's anyone I'd rather be doing this with than you. The rest of them just don't have it in them right now to understand what it is we're fighting for here. They can't grasp the stakes. Even now, they're on their way here, actively trying to stop us from saving them all. They'll probably catch us right before our entrance into the game, actually. I won't insult you by asking if you're going to be okay when the time comes to face them, demanding answers they won't accept to questions they aren't even asking, because I know that you will. So I'm glad to have you with me. I'm glad you understand. I'm doing this for all of us. I'm doing this for all of us. And seen. Because those brackets mean we're back to candy after this. And so does Big Kahuna, because it's obviously something to do with Mina. So Rose has been pulled real deep into this. The repeat line reminds you of something. Okay. A video to finish us off. Got it. And getting through these is taking a square hour each, so I know the next bit is a little shorter, but I am unsure about doing that tonight. I know this is dragging this out way longer than I initially planned, but you know what? The next part that we're about to read is just the most recent update. So, alright, plan is formulating in my head literally right fucking now. I'm gonna give that one the classic Homestuck Beyond Canon update treatment. I'm gonna read it beforehand. I'm gonna figure out some pokings around. I'm gonna do some reading up. And, cool with waiting till Thursday? Yeah, and we'll do that on Thursday. A proper Beyond Canon stream. And then when the second part of that update comes out later this month, we'll do the same. And then from that, I'll kind of feel out whether I'm going to continue to stream every update as soon as it comes out, or if I will perhaps wait for both updates in a month to have been released. Because if they're being done in smaller chunks, it might end up being a better experience overall to wait for the smaller chunks to all be out already before doing streaming and such. Maybe the next part will be out by then. Also true. We shall see. So, I mean, yeah, probably not. But, you know, they may throw us a wild card. Oh, yes, and I have one more news post to read. The 413 news post. Let's read that. Okay. Oh, this is long. Oh, it's got little blurbs from a bunch of them. Oh, yay. Okay. Hi, James here. 15 whole years, huh? Like a lot of you, Homestuck has touched my life in a way I can't exactly quantify. Instead of just me saying whatever I want, this time around I wanted to let the team say a few words too. I'm still going first, though. In the 15 years I've been here, my relationship with Homestuck has been a nuanced and complicated one. It has been by my side through incredible highs and devastating lows. It has introduced me to the most important people in my life, as well as a cavalcade of villains. It's allowed me to grow creatively in ways I never would have dreamed possible. When I say I look back on just how often I felt like I've been at what felt like the end, it's fair to say Homestuck has saved me more times than I can count. So many of us got our start here. So many of us have used this space to push ourselves forward. It can't be overstated just how much of an impact this all has had on the very heart and soul of creative spaces. This has always been a part of what made it so special. Lately, things have been changing. I'm at a crossroads in my life that I don't quite know how to navigate, and it scares me, to be perfectly honest. When I see your support and feel the love this community has given us, it makes it feel a little easier. It makes it feel a little more manageable. To quote my favorite character, I am very much alive, and I intend to stay that way. Fuck yeah! It is such an honor that I am able to keep this going, even just a little bit. You all mean the world to me, and it is my absolute privilege to be here with you. James, director. Aww. Okay. From Kim, emotional about a webcomic. Quotes fitting for your video request as well. Yeah, we'll play that with it at the closer. It's crazy to think when I first started reading Homestuck, I was literally the same age as the beta kids at the beginning of the comic. Back when the comic was still actively updating, a particular detail I always found endearing was that the characters would age in real time with us in universe as well. Yeah, same. I'm like technically 1 year younger than the betas, but like I had that experience as well of like they're just always my age because they kept aging them in the real time, right? And like these are just like my friends who grew up with me. Every time it was April 13th IRL, it was actually John's birthday within the comic as well. It's like we were all celebrating his birthday with him. I was celebrating 413 all the way from when I was in middle school through high school and college, and now I'm all graduated and grown up. From being a sparkly-eyed tween fan to, years later, actually getting to contribute to several official Homestuck projects like the games and even the official sequel, it wouldn't be completely unreasonable to say at this point I quite literally grew up with Homestuck. And just as I have grown up and changed so much throughout the years, so has Homestuck evolved. It's been quite an incredible 15 years this webcomic has come this far. Not just because of the official means too, it's all thanks to the fans out there, new and veterans, who are just as passionate about the story and the characters as we are. Now that's what I call a culturally impactful piece of media if it manages to stay with people this long, something we always find ourselves coming back to. Thank you and happy birthday Homestuck for such an inspiring 15 years as both a webcomic and a fandom. Let's see how many more years we can keep the dream alive. You were almost 10 years their senior when it started, which was further separating me from when this is new. But, yeah, I feel that, like, kind of growing up with it. Because, again, I mean, like, I am technically when you're younger than the betas or whatever, I started reading Homestuck at 14, going on 15. So a little later to the game, but still. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's why it's so fucking ridiculous that I missed 413 this year because of stupid nonsense reasons that I built up out of nothing. Like, yeah, because 413, because that's also my actual real life birthday, which comes up every year. So that happened while I was away. I'm fucking 27 now or whatever. Feeling like old fossils in your 20s. I was that age when I began this journey. Yeah, I know I'm not old fossil. It's just you know, certain things make you go, ugh. Time. Yeah, so I haven't been around quite 15 years. But I've been doing this for, like, 6.5 years now. Which, you know, Homestuck has been my bit. my, like, anchor point for my streaming this whole time. Good shit. Losing my train of thought. Anyway. So much younger than that now. Okay. Miles, who is sorry for rambling. Hey guys, Miles here. On this most holy of days, I want to take the opportunity not only to celebrate 15 years of this beloved, incredible story, but to really contemplate my place in it. All of our places in it, really. Homestuck has been with me almost as long as it's been around, since I got stuck into it a decade and a half ago as an impressionable and insatiable teen. And as a writer, it's perhaps a personal failing that I can't fully put into words how indescribably important it has been to my life. Creative influence, long-lasting friendships, and of course, at the most basic level, just real love for the story, characters, and world. I owe so much to Homestuck. So many of us do. It's a beautiful mindfuck. I could gush on and on and on about how much I love it, and I love loving it, and I love watching other people love it, but being here actually writing it makes today even crazier to me. I got brought on last year and freaked the fuck out. If you told 16-year-old Miles that this was happening, he would probably have had a heart attack or done some kind of weird somersault and broken something. It is an actual literal dream come true, and it's a dream that's only possible because Homestuck loves its fans as much as we love it. What a motherfucking miracle, and I am unfathomably grateful for the opportunity. God damn, I fucking love Homestuck. I love it with all my heart, and I hope that as we run with it, you guys can see that love, and maybe feel new permutations of it yourselves. There is so much more coming, and it is legitimately one of the great honors of my life that I get to share it with you all. What more could a Homestuck fan possibly ask for? Thank you so much to the team for putting up with my nitpicking and constant editing and letting me write insane shit and do this with you. Thank you, Andrew, for something. I forget what. Writing something. It'll come to me. Thank you to every Homestuck fan who ever was for making the past 15 years that much more colorful and exciting and for loving what I love. Thank you to the fans who love us now and even those who might be on the fence right now. We'll do all we can to make this adventure worth remembering. And thank you, of course, to Homestuck itself, without which I would have been probably an unrecognizably different person. Happy birthday, and with any luck, many more. Oh man, without which I would have probably been unrecognizably a different person. Same, buddy. Whoo, boy. Yeah. Okay, we're over the halfway point. And chew me, I like being sappy, and everyone's notes are making me sappy. Happy 15th birthday, Homestuck. You're 1 year older. All capitalized. So that's a fucking Homestuck album. It's a kick-ass Homestuck album of piano music by Clark Powell, I'm fairly certain. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I love that album, though. It's a really great album. And so am I. I had no idea that Homestuck would become an even bigger part of my life, and this is something my younger self would have never imagined either. Really, this is a dream come true. My 13-year-old self would be losing her mind, and I'm happy to be doing her proud right now. Mind you, I'm 26 now. I've been here for like 13 years. I graduated middle school, high school, college, lived through a pandemic, and have now entered graduate school as a Homestuck. What the fuck? Yeah, same. No, I feel that too. What the that's a lot. Except for the middle school part. I didn't get into Homestuck until 9th grade, but like so many things happening. I've made sappy tweets about this before, but Homestuck was the start of my art everything. My first fandom experience was Homestuck. I made my Tumblr so I could meet other fans. I started to draw on a tablet because I wanted to join in on the fun experience. the fun, experienced the golden age of 2010's Homestuck, and now I'm still here over a decade and some change later. My life was forever changed in a huge way because of this fandom, which is crazy to think about. Maybe I would have gotten into something else, but I would have emerged a completely different person, which is such a strange thought. Isn't it crazy how influential pieces of media can have over your entire life? Super Hootlock Chewy could have existed in another universe. I have never watched any episodes of these shows. I honestly can't imagine my life without Homestuck in it. Homestuck is the fandom to me and it always will be. I started here, I've been here, and hopefully I will continue to be here for years to come. Thank you guys for your support, past, present, and in the future. Right now, I'm trying to hold on to these memories as tightly as I can so I can cherish this time for a long time to come. I'm working with a bunch of amazing and creative people, my friends, on a project I love dearly. Thank you, Thankfully, HSBC is still in its infancy, and there's so many new things to look forward to. Cheers, on to the next update. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Right. Andy. Floral. Haven. Okay. I'm just eyeing the time. Andy, currently stuck in an airport. Oof. Happy birthday, Homestuck. You've been one of the few reasons I keep doing art. The many reasons I felt that I could take on anything creative if I put my mind to it. I've been into this thing since I was 13. Many of my friends above me have already said a lot of what I was thinking. That's something as innovating and engaging as Homestuck has undeniably been a part of our lives in significant ways, not just for me creatively, but as well as helping me come to terms with my identity. With the diverse cast first showing me it's possible to be a lot of things, and it's okay. Diving into this universe was like a sanctuary for me to escape the less merciful parts of the world. Yeah, Rosemary for Baby Chamomile, Baby Cam, was like crucial. I always felt that if I had been like one of those kids and gotten to experience a game that sent you off on a fantastical journey, I'd fit in so seamlessly. The world of Homestuck does not discriminate between its players to the dynamics and personal characteristics you bring to it. Your desired strengths and weaknesses become your primary quests along with your personalized rewards, and to me, it was a dream to be able to escape to a place like that. How insane that I found those stakes to be preferable. All this to say, it got me through the toughest years of my life when I was younger. Older me has still enjoyed delving and exploring such a world of endless ideas, and it's surely carried over to my own ideas and projects. It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal to be able to grow with your favorite characters in real time, and I'm so happy it was Homestuck to be that experience. I am extremely beyond proud of my team and all of their combined strengths creating such awesome and ambitious work. I know they work really hard, so please let them know your appreciation anytime you can. Thank you to everyone for supporting us as long as you did and sticking around, hopefully to the end. Floral marsupial outside breathing air. Good place to be. I also enjoy that place. It's truly wild that this time last year, last 4/13, I really had no idea we'd be in this position and making something we all love so much. We all lived through this same day so many times. Every 4/13 got to see a different version of us as we progressed and grew through life. My artistic journey in particular can be organized into a 12-year slideshow based on work just for this damn holiday. It's funny, even at my most unmotivated or pessimistic about art, I could always find the will to draw more Homestuck. Obviously, I have a lot to owe to these comics. They were integral for me in understanding what I love about stories, what I hate about stories, and what my own authorial voice is. It was one of the first works I encountered that asked me what a story is, what a story could do, and why I expected this or that when really anything could happen. Honestly, a game changer. I feel like I'm talking all over the place because I am, but the baseline is that I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the comic and to all the people responsible for making it happen over the years. I'm grateful to have a job that is so rewarding to work on and with a team that is so genuinely inspiringly passionate. And I'm grateful for all the friends I made along the way who were attracted to the creativity of the comic and in turn poured creativity back into the community tenfold. Ultimately, I have changed for the better because of them. Every 4/13 that passes, I get a little more grateful, a little bit better at art, and a little older. And now I'm so excited to see what every new 4/13 brings for this crazy fucking story and all the beautiful people that care about it. Lovely. And Haven, still stuck at home. Happy birthday, Homestuck. These last few months have seriously been like a dream. It's impossible to overstate my love for Homestuck. It still feels unreal that I get to be here and do this, and with friends, no less. Eternally grateful to be able to give back to this story that's given me so much. I grew up alongside these characters. I started reading Homestuck back in 2011 when I was 13. Murderstruck was in full swing, and I kept seeing fan art on DeviantArt, and I had to see what all the hype was about. I distinctly remember running into my home ec class in 8th grade to gush about the newest update with my friends, being 16, sneaking into the computer lab during lunch to check if one of the Act 6, Act something intermission character select screens had updated with more options, running back to my college dorm because I got a text that the Act 7 flash finale dropped. 13 years of my life have been spent talking about, arguing over, and losing my mind about this story and its characters. 13 years and I still can't shut the fuck up about Homestuck. I don't think I could live without it. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's a good 413 post. It's kind of, got me thinking, giving me an opportunity to give the 413 speech I didn't get to give because I was too busy, doing truly fucking nothing. Just caught up in my own nonsense. Yeah, I mean, 13 years of my life as well has been spent here with this. I guess it's closer to 12 because I really didn't get into it until like the tail end of 2011. But yeah. Yeah, that I had a train of thought. But yeah, it did connect me to a lot of people who I am still close friends with, even if it wasn't through Homestuck specifically first, but through a little bit of like a Rube Goldberg machine chain of things. Undeniably, this was the piece that set all of that off for like a lot of, like friends from high school that I'm still in touch with and like those sorts of things. And I'm fucking here. I've been doing this for over 6 years. That's kind of a big thing. And yeah, it's near and dear to my heart. It always will be. I am excited to see where it's going to continue to be taken in the future. We'll keep streaming. We'll keep keeping up with it. I just fucking resized the goddamn window again by accident. Hold on. Fuck. Okay, no, we're good. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Yeah. Homestuck has done a lot for me. It's always been, even when it wasn't, in times when it's not like the biggest thing that I've been into or whatever. It's always sitting in the background, just kind of waving at me. Yeah. Yeah. It brings me joy. Doing this brings me joy. I like doing these streams. I'm real excited about continuing to do these things. And also, I'm thinking about like how much I enjoyed making the thumbnails for the 2 videos that just went up from the stream last week. In particular, the second one. The first one with Harry and Vrissy, I got a little bit frustrated because the panels for that update just aren't that exciting. And they're not always going to be that exciting. Sometimes somebody is just sitting in a park texting people for the entire update. It happens. But I really enjoyed the one for the second half of that stream with Rose and Jade and Kanaya, because it was like I got to do some cool, fun things in Photoshop to like get the panels that I was cutting together to like click together in the way that I wanted them to. And also I got to put Peepus in the thumbnail. I think it's really funny. Little younger than the kids when it ended, which was also when you read it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just been my little fellas that just grew up with me, and now we're adults together. Yeah, I do enjoy them so. Fun fact, Homestuck is still to this day the only fandom that I have, or the only piece of media that I have ever been compelled to independently seek out fan fiction for. Because I just really like these guys. Like, I read some things from other stuff, either at the recommendation of others or because it was written by someone I know, and I was, enjoyed their writing and wanted to be supportive of their writing. But Homestuck is still the only one that I've been like, I just really want more of these guys and these kind of wacky situations. Yeah. Good shit. Good shit. Y'all hear this? It's my fucking fidget that I've been playing with. Anyhow, I'm gonna call it the 4:13. It is 5:14 now because it is past midnight. It is May 14th. We have passed the threshold. So my initial inclination is a good one, which is to do the next and final catch-up update on Thursday. I do feel bad that I keep having to put off GENDERWRECKED, but gotta blast through this stuff. Gonna do it. Gonna get caught up. Gonna get all that good info. So that'll be GENDERWRECKED 1 week from today, for sure. For sure. And I am extremely confident that that will be a one stream game, because the average times on how long to beat are all under an hour, and pretty consistently it takes at least twice as much time to stream a game as the provided times on, or the provided time on how long to beat. So we'll blast through update May Homestuck Beyond Canon update on Thursday, blast through GENDERWRECKED on next Monday 1 week from now, and then the following Thursday, oh hold on, there's one Thursday where my schedule, I'm working until like 9:30 and I can't really stream that day. Yeah, that is that. I don't know. Every time I'm like, I'll just start late and it'll be a short one. It always ends up not working out, and then I just have to cancel anyway. Because I finish work at like 9:30. So I was like, oh, I can just start at 11. I'm not gonna fucking... I don't know. That just sounds like a bad idea. I've tried to do that before and it didn't really work properly. So I might just... Yeah, we'll see how I'm feeling when I get there, but I'm probably just going to skip that Thursday, which would mean Monday the 27th would be when we finally get back to Disco Elysium. But at that point, it's going to be a solid wall of disco, baby. And I guess somewhere in there is going to be the next Homestuck Beyond Canon update stream. I have my schedule for June through August now. So Saturdays for sure, unless I decide to, like, you know, have a life and do things outside of my house. And Fridays we'll see how I feel at the end of a work week, but yeah. God. Okay. All right. That's that. I've talked myself in circles for long enough. And I put this link in the document, right? I did. Okay, so we've got... Yes. Okay. Boop. Boop. And we go... Here we put the cinnamon and him in it. Alright. On that note, thank you for joining me as I continue to stumble my way through all of the shit that I missed. Appreciate your presence, your contributions, your clarifications, your fun facts. I will see you all again on Thursday to finish this baby off. Thank you, Corincio, for the channel points redemptions. We got some hydrate, some stretch, some shrimp check. I am indeed doing all three of those things. I mean, I'm talking, so I can't be drinking at the same time. Or theoretically, I could. It would be a very bad idea, though. I will hydrate after I turn my microphone off. For context, again, this came into your head the last bit with Ultimate Dirk trying to convince both Rosebot and himself that he was doing the right thing. Yes. Okay. Take care to you as well. I will see you all back here on Thursday, same time, same place. Good night.